Heretic is a suspenseful psychological horror film that explores themes of faith, morality, and the darker aspects of human conviction. The narrative centers around Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton, two young missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints whose routine door-to-door outreach evolves into a terrifying test of their beliefs and resilience. Introduction: A mission of faith. The film commences with Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton engaged in their missionary activities. The two women committed to disseminating their faith simultaneously grapple with personal doubts regarding their roles within the church. Their deepening relationship is illustrated through moments of levity, but there exists an underlying tension fueled by their individual uncertainties about their spiritual mission. The narrative quickly escalates as they visit the enigmatic Mr. Reed, a man who initially seems friendly and eager to engage with the sisters about their beliefs, yet his warm demeanor conceals a disturbing edge that hints at the impending horrors. The setup: entering the heretic's domain. Upon arriving at Reed's home, the sisters are drawn into the unsettling atmosphere of a house lined with metal, which amplifies their feelings of isolation. Despite misgivings, the sisters, adhering to their training, feel compelled to engage Reed in discussion over pie. As the conversation unfolds, Reed showcases a remarkable command of theological concepts, straddling the line between stimulating discussion and psychological intimidation. His probing inquiries increasingly challenge the sisters' understanding of their faith, seeding doubts and blurring the lines between genuine discourse and manipulative tactics. The first signs of danger. What initially appears to be an intellectual exploration swiftly turns sinister. Reed's inquiries veer from philosophical to disturbingly personal, revealing that he possesses unsettling knowledge about the sisters' past traumas and crises of faith. The oppressive atmosphere within the house mirrors the sisters' growing unease with inexplicable occurrences such as locked doors and eerie sounds, magnifying their discomfort. As they attempt to leave, they discover that they are ensnared in Reed's domain. He claims that the locks are on a timer, forcing them to exit through a rear exit. As his facade cracks, Reed's increasingly aggressive demeanor becomes apparent, leaving the sisters trapped both physically and psychologically. In summation, Heretic intricately weaves a tale of psychological horror through the lens of faith and human vulnerability, illustrating how moments of supposed safety can spiral into a nightmarish descent into uncertainty and fear. The film masterfully combines elements of suspense and psychological probing, challenging the characters' beliefs and the audience's perceptions of morality and conviction in the face of darkness. A psychological battle. As the night unfolds, Heretic evolves into an intense psychological confrontation. Reed compels the sisters to face their beliefs, past experiences, and fears head-on. Accusing them of blind faith, he challenges their comprehension of divine will, weaving in truths that pierce the sisters' defenses, rendering them emotionally exposed. The film explores potent themes of doubt, guilt, and indoctrination, with Reed acting as a mirror to their repressed fears. He embodies the heretic who disrupts the very foundation of their faith. His abode metamorphoses into a metaphorical purgatory, a space where the sisters are forced to confront their inner demons to seek liberation. Revelations and confessions. A pivotal moment occurs when Sister Barnes bravely divulges a profound secret regarding her faith struggles and her family's history of religious persecution. Instead of empathy, she faces ridicule from Reed, who exploits her vulnerability to weaken her resolve further. Meanwhile, Sister Paxton confronts her own misgivings regarding her missionary role, admitting a sense of disconnection from the very faith she is meant to propagate. Reed's unyielding inquiries press the sisters to grapple with the unsettling idea that their mission and the beliefs they cling to might lack the universal truths they once cherished. Psychological tension escalates to a tipping point, leading the sisters to turn against one another, their once unbreakable unity fracturing under Reed's deft manipulation. The true nature of Reed. The sisters soon uncover that Reed is not a mere skeptic, but a former religious leader who renounced his faith following a catastrophic personal loss. His home serves as a mausoleum for his disillusionment, brimming with artifacts and writings chronicling his spiritual decline. Reed candidly admits that he invites missionaries into his home to test their faith, reliving his own agonizing spiritual crisis through their struggles. Ultimately, his true motive surfaces. He aims to shatter the sisters' spirits and compel them to disavow their faith, thus justifying his own bitterness. The sisters come to realize that they are not his first victims, and the implications of their predicament extend beyond physical safety to encompass spiritual survival. The final stand. In a desperate effort to escape, the sisters unite, drawing on their shared experiences and commitment to one another despite their wavering faith. This bond, though strained, transforms into a wellspring of resilience as they confront Reed and his warped ideology, reinforcing the notion that unity in faith can fortify them against the darkest challenges. The climax of the narrative presents a gripping confrontation characterized by a battle of wills, where the sisters deftly leverage their understanding of Scripture along with their inner fortitude to outsmart Reed. In a poignant moment, they seize upon Reed's vulnerabilities, his persistent guilt, and a profound crave for affirmation, transforming the dynamic and securing their freedom from his oppressive grasp. The aftermath. A new perspective. Emerging from the turbulent encounter with Reed, the sisters experience a bittersweet sense of liberation. Although they evade physical danger, the ordeal leaves an indelible mark on their spirituality and self-perception. Their previously unshakable convictions now seem tenuous, yet this trial unveils a more profound and intimate engagement with their faith. Sister Barnes, who initially portrayed an unwavering and idealistic missionary, now grapples with deep-seated doubts that weigh heavily on her. However, her confrontation with Reed imbues her with sympathy towards individuals wrestling with their beliefs. This shifting perspective prompts her to rethink her mission work not as a pursuit aimed at converting others but as a genuine endeavor to foster understanding and connection. On the other hand, Sister Paxton, who started the journey burdened with skepticism and uncertainty, experiences a transformative clarity. She realizes her reservations about her purpose stemmed not from a deficiency in belief but from an innate fear of failure. Her face-off with Reed's cynicism emboldens her to accept her flaws and embrace them as strengths within her spiritual evolution. Reed's defeat and isolation. In the concluding moments, the film shifts focus to Reed, depicting him ensconced in solitude within his home, engulfed by the very symbols of his inner turmoil. Once a commanding presence, he is now a figure of defeat, not only shaped by the sisters' triumphant escape but also by his unresolved spiritual trauma. Reed's trajectory is tragic. A once devout believer, he succumbed to destruction and manipulation, utilizing these tactics as mechanisms to navigate the sense of betrayal he felt from his faith. His efforts to induce others to forsake their beliefs were less about asserting superiority and more about seeking validation for his own choices. The steadfastness of the sister's spirit leaves Reed in a contemplative state, questioning his strategies. Yet his reluctance to relinquish his pain anchors him in a cycle of bitterness and isolation. Themes of resilience and transformation. Ultimately, Heretic communicates a vital message about the fluid nature of faith. It suggests that belief is not a fixed entity but rather an evolving construct molded through trials, doubts, and personal evolution. The film dismisses the idea of unquestioning faith, placing value instead on inquiry, comprehension, and the acceptance of the intricate tapestry of spirituality. In Heretic, Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton endure a profound ordeal that ultimately strengthens their resolve. They emerge from their trials not with all the answers but with a deeper companionship and a strengthened faith, embracing the uncertainty inherent in their beliefs. Their journey represents the resilience of the human spirit and showcases how connection can facilitate the overcoming of life's darkest challenges. In stark contrast, Reed's storyline serves as a warning about the ramifications of unaddressed pain and disillusionment. His struggle to move forward from personal loss traps him in a relentless cycle of anger and destruction. Reed's inability to process his trauma illustrates the debilitating effects of unresolved grief and the potential for self-destruction when one cannot find a path to healing. The film intricately weaves symbolism throughout its narrative to emphasize its themes. The house where Reed resides serves as a powerful metaphor for his troubled psyche. With locked doors, shifting shadows, and a stifling atmosphere, the home reflects his internal imprisonment and emotional turmoil. This physical space becomes both a literal and metaphorical prison, embodying the despair he feels. Another significant symbol in the film is the interplay between light and darkness. The fluctuating light patterns in Reed's home mirror the internal conflicts of the characters, particularly the diminishing confidence of the sisters. In contrast, the sunlight that floods the final scene represents hope and renewal, signaling a potential escape from despair and a brighter future. Moreover, the manipulation of scripture and religious doctrine by Reed underscores the dual nature of faith. While religious texts possess the power to inspire and guide individuals, they can also be distorted to rationalize harmful behavior. The sisters' journey to reclaim and reinterpret their faith reflects their empowerment and personal growth as they learn to navigate their beliefs in a way that promotes healing rather than harm. Ultimately, Heretic stands out as a compelling blend of psychological horror and spiritual exploration, presenting a richly textured narrative that prompts viewers to reflect on the intricacies of faith, doubt, and resilience in the human experience. Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton's story is both harrowing and uplifting, showcasing the transformative potential of facing one's fears and uncertainties. In contrast, Reed's tragic trajectory serves as a critical reminder of the dangers of allowing unprocessed pain to dictate one's life, emphasizing the importance of seeking healing and connection. Through its characters and atmosphere, the film engages with these profound themes, inviting viewers to contemplate their own struggles with faith and resilience. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.